Hey, every morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I just got finished watching this another excellent video by TRG. She's done a lot of research, of course, on Epstein and the connection, all the connections of Meghan Markle with Misha Nunu, Hitaki, I think her name was, another artist connected to Epstein. As well as the fact that Misha Nunu was married to a British man who went to the school the same time as William and Harry. And yeah, just all of these connections Meghan has to Epstein. It's more than just three, it's multiple. Now, TRG speculates from the emails, the Epstein emails, that there was this I don't know, fight or argument between Epstein and Sarah Ferguson, because Sarah Ferguson in the media at the time called Epstein a pedophile. And Epstein was very upset about this and wanted Sarah Ferguson to retract her words, but she never did. And so TRG speculates that's what I want to look into today. She speculates that perhaps Meghan, who is obviously working with Misha Nunu, who worked for Le Bessoin or Bessoin, or however you say it, a escort agency that Epstein ran, a prostitute ring, basically a high-class call girl, which is, we know what Meghan did as a yacht girl, allegedly, that Epstein would have chosen Meghan to infiltrate the royal family in revenge, because I think maybe Sarah Ferguson thought the royal family was impenetrable to the likes of Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein wanted to teach her a lesson, perhaps. That's the theory that she has. And I thought, well, let's check it out and see with the cards. Is that true? Is Epstein behind getting Harry and Meghan together? What do you think? So many details, so many emails, so many pictures, so many lies around Harry and Meghan, right? That's obvious. Now, and also she points out that Prince Harry was involved with Soho House and was in Turkey in 2015 at the same time as Meghan was there. There's documented evidence of that. So, wow. All the connections fit together. So that's what I'm going to look into today at Jeffrey Epstein from his point of view. Was he involved with bringing Harry and Meghan together? Using some sort of blackmail, no doubt, because that's what Jeffrey Epstein did. He had everything on video. He videotaped recording devices all throughout his home, and I wouldn't doubt Soho House as well. So it seems they could have blackmailed Harry into it in revenge against Sarah Ferguson, calling Jeffrey Epstein a pedophile. Yes. Let's find out. Was Jeffrey Epstein... Oh, yeah, and happy Valentine's Day, by the way. My Valentine's Day gift to you all is to look into what brought Harry and Meghan together. What was really the genesis of their unholy matrimony there? That's my Valentine's Day gift. Yes, let's look into this. Let's see what brought these two lovers together. Right, it's in the theme. It's the theme of, was Jeffrey Epstein behind this? So let's find out. Jeffrey Epstein bringing honeypot Meghan Markle. Was he behind bringing honeypot Meghan Markle with Prince Harry? And was it in revenge for what Sarah Ferguson did and said about him? Wow, Jeffrey Epstein would be very sensitive about what's written about him in the press, kind of like Meghan Markle, right? They don't like anything being written about them that they don't approve of. They want control over everything. So let's see here. I think a lot of people were surprised. Now, also TRG's theory is that Meghan and Harry were to come to America for a year to try to interfere with our elections, but it was only supposed to be for a year, then they were supposed to go back. But then Meghan went rogue. That's her theory as well. Anyways, I'll look at that another time. But right now, I'll focus on Jeffrey Epstein. What was his involvement, if any, with bringing together Harry and Meghan? And it was Sarah Ferguson's influence in this coupling. And she points out that in Harry's book Spare, they made it a point to say Meghan had no idea who Prince Andrew was. Meghan asked Harry, "Who's the assistant next to the Queen?" And Harry was like, "That's Prince Andrew." I think you're supposed to believe Meghan had no idea who Prince Andrew was. Just like Meghan never Googled Harry or something. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Like, Meghan didn't have to Google Harry. She knew exactly who he was, like we all know, right? And knew at the time. Come on. They're like the most famous two, boys in the world after Princess Diana died, right? Anyways, unbelievable. She didn't have to Google him. Everybody, she knew exactly who he was. So let's see. What was Jeffrey Epstein? Why would he bring them together? What was his goal here, bringing Meghan into the royal family? He wasn't at the wedding, surprisingly, though. Hi, Tiger Eye. How are you? Good morning. So Epstein wasn't at the wedding, but there were tons of people from Soho House. Was like 60% were Soho House connections. I think somebody said that GRG probably. Yeah, but surprisingly, Epstein wasn't there. He knew his life would be in danger if he went, because he knew how pissed off the royal family would be with him. Yeah. All right, let's see. Jeffrey Epstein, what was his involvement with bringing Harry and Meghan together? Let's see. Let's see what the cards show. General situation. Oh my gosh. This is what I got when I looked at Meghan with Prince Andrew. Again, I'm starting out with the lovers. Bam. I take it reversed to mean secretively. You can look at this as there's Meghan flashing her underwear to Harry. Pick me. I'm an Epstein girl. So this is Harry choosing between Meghan Markle and Cressida Bonus, or some other thin blonde girl, and he chose the one on the left, the Meghan Markle one on the left. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting lovers reverse secretively, bringing the two together there, bringing in Prince Harry, and this looks like a prince, right? You got Prince Harry over here going to Soho House. And then I get two of wands, plotting and planning secretively here. Future plans. This is Epstein on Little St. James, plotting and planning of bringing Meghan, lovers, and two of wands. Wow, can't be any more clear than that. I asked, did Epstein have something to do with bringing Harry and Meghan together? Two of wands, a plot and a plan of the lovers here, all secretive, reverse secretive. And you can also look at it as destructive as well, because obviously Epstein wasn't trying to bring two lovebirds together that he thought were just a perfect couple. He was bringing them together to be destructive and damage the reputation of the royal family around the world and cause chaos, an agent of chaos. And I got 6 of cups reversed at the bottom. So again, very cups are relationships and about children. I think Epstein may have had something to do in his connections with bringing those children to Meghan that we know never gave birth to nothing. So I get that as well. Could be an additional factoid in this drama here of Harry and Meghan and Epstein. But you could also look at this as, this is like a family, somebody's secure, safe and secure on their home, and that could be seen as like the royal family thinking they were secure, but they weren't. They were infiltrated. The brothers were infiltrated and separated there. and bringing in illegitimate children to the line of succession. Just so not only bringing in this honeypot, but then bringing in these illegitimate children who could be related to Epstein. That wouldn't surprise me if the two children that Harry and Meghan have were, because we all know Epstein was creating a farm in Nevada of women to give birth to his children. He wanted to have an army of children. So there's all these babies being born to Epstein that had his DNA. So I'll ask about that too. Let me forget. I have so many questions, and also somebody asked a question about Marcus Anderson and Prince Andrew. I'll look at as well. So many questions for this. So many questions, so few answers. Hi, Jenna Smith. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I've already got the answer here. Absolutely, yes. Jeffrey Epstein is behind bringing Harry and Meghan together. He planned it all from behind the scenes. And I got 4 of swords at the bottom of it all. Yeah, so this is calculated. He was out of it. Of course, he knew to stay out of it, to stay secluded and silent about it. He didn't make a peep, but it was all his doing. And you could also look at 4 of swords. You have somebody sitting in front of a grave, sort of taking out the royal family here, being destructive. Yeah. Wow. So was this now? So we know Jeffrey Epstein did this according to the cards. Now I'm wondering, next card is about did Jeffrey Epstein do this because of Sarah Ferguson calling him a PDF in the media? And I get 5 of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. So we have in this card a woman with reddish hair, kind of looks like Sarah Ferguson, with a man taking her picture. So this is like a media kind of idea. So this man's media here, 5 of coins. And of course, we know that Sarah Ferguson was desperate for money and getting money from Jeffrey Epstein and selling her girls, from what I understand, allegedly. I don't know exactly what that happened there, but we do know that something happened. Yeah, so yes, I'm getting a yes upright. I think that Sarah Ferguson was desperate for money, and I connected her with Epstein. I think Prince Andrew is just a pervert and likes a PDF like Jeffrey Epstein, but Sarah Ferguson was there for the money. And yeah, and she talked to the press. She leaked too much, looking for attention, trying to make herself seem better. Yeah. So now wondering, does the royal family have any intelligence agency that provides them with information? How are people on YouTube able to dig deep and expose info, but the royal family is caught flat-footed? Right. I think they would know, but Harry's hanging out at Soho House and doing drugs and whatnot. They can't control Harry, I guess. They can't control everything. Yeah. Obviously. Harry, I think it was difficult to control. He's not too bright, and it happened. I mean, he's totally brainwashed, it seems, to Meghan. I don't know. So is Jeffrey Epstein expecting to happen? Was he expecting to happen? Oh, King of Cups reversed. Wow. So he's upsetting, of course, the royal family, in particular King Charles, and you look at also Prince William disrupting the throne here. Yeah. Upsetting everything, turning everything upside down with the royal family. Causing all kinds of headaches for them. Yeah, because King Charles, then Prince Charles, has a long history with that PDF. What's his name? So, they don't exactly have a squeaky clean background with this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I think that Jeffrey Epstein is getting revenge here. Like, oh, Sarah Ferguson, you think you're so superior when you have a family of PDFs. So here we go. So what did upset Jeffrey Epstein so much? What was he so angry about? Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, so he has been doing all of this work and giving all this money to Fergie and getting all these girls for Prince Andrew, and he felt like he was being taken advantage of and not appreciated here. Like, how dare you? I did all this for you, and that's how you treat me? Yeah. So he decided to teach him a lesson there. And also, is he hoping for bringing Meghan Markle and Prince Harry together? Oh, wow. World reversed. Well, you know what? Mission accomplished. He knew Meghan was, a narcissist, attention hoe who would be tungsten, right? He knew she would shake up everything around the world as far and the royal family's reputation, and she would be so destructive and take everything out. He knew she was an agent of chaos. She was perfect for this role. She's no meek, mild mannered person. She jumped right in and said, "You're a racist," and the racist accusations from day one. She was with this globalist agenda and being destructive with this, and of course, Epstein was involved with the whole globalist BLM, all that nonsense going on for the convid. Epstein was with Bill Gates and putting this all together. So he was behind putting all this technology together. And yeah, so absolutely, he knew Meghan would be destructive in the media and around the world, and that she would do a thorough job, and she has. Mission accomplished. I gotta tell you, she's managed to be an extraordinarily destructive agent of chaos, especially with constant puff pieces and nonsense and ridiculousness that she puts out there. So because we're looking at Jeffrey Epstein's perspective, so how does he see, or how did he see, if he's dead or alive? We don't even know if he's dead or alive, right? How did he see, I'll say, Sarah Ferguson? Oh, the Fool, Major Arcana. Yeah, so Sarah Ferguson, he was making a fool out of her, obviously. And as a Major Arcana, that means she is the reason that Epstein brought Harry and Meghan together. Yeah, so I get yes. It was definitely twice in a row. I'm getting yes. Sarah Ferguson and the way she insulted Epstein, calling him a pedophile, that again TRG covered in her video. I'm getting that she was the reason that Epstein brought Harry and Meghan together and got Harry blackmailed or something into staying with Meghan Markle so that Meghan could get in there and be her satanic self and weave all kinds of hell and make Americans look horrible and trashy and just really an embarrassment, and she just continues it to this day. And, she also exposes what lying, censor the media, how the media just lies and lies by omission and doesn't really investigate anything. I brought up that list in my last video. I'm keeping it here. All the things that Harry and Meghan don't talk about. And I said, if anybody thinks of anything else that I missed here, but these are the things we got to keep on, the things that they refuse to discuss. And they prevent reporters from asking questions about, like the fake belly bumps, the surrogacy, where the children came from, all of Meghan's AI videos. It's so obvious she posts AI videos on Instagram. Nobody calls it out. Of course, they never discussed the vaccines, whether they took them or not. Of course, we know they didn't, it seems. Sussex Squad, they never discuss. And Soho House, Epstein connections, of course, they're not discussing either, even though there's plenty of evidence, photographic evidence, and interviews with people who confirm constantly that they were there. It's documented, so they can't deny it. So many connections. Meghan has more than three. She has like 10, 11, 12, over a dozen connections to Epstein directly, with Epstein's friends and connection network there. So it's without a doubt that Meghan's, connected to Epstein, as with all her other, friends, Misha Nunu and Hitaki and whoever else, Marcus Sanderson, etc., Ron Burkle, all connected. I mean, they're really behind the pandemic. These are the people behind the pandemic. Okay, so you can thank them, Meghan Markle and her gang, for COVID. You can thank her and Epstein and all that. So it's all because of them. Bill Gates, of course. So they're friends with. So what did Epstein do after he got them together? Queen of Cups. Which I often see as a Diana card. Pushing Meghan to pretend to be Princess Diana to f with everybody's mind, f with Harry's mind. Now Harry claims that she's just like Diana. Does he really believe that? Or is he just brainwashed? Or is that just part of the lies they're telling us to try to convince us? Remember that statue they put up, allegedly of Princess Diana? They made a statue and it looks like Meghan. Yeah, it's really disgusting stuff there too. I mean, the mind effery all during COVID was so disgusting. Yeah. You said you have learned so much from H&M. Yeah, H&M has exposed the lot, exposed the whole scam, exposed everything so much. In the long term, King of Wands. Yeah, this is Epstein. He won in the end, and he was very flattered with himself. He was very chuffed. He's like, I'm the king here. So he was taking out the royal family and showing that he's the king of the world. Jeffrey Epstein was. And he was savoring all of it quietly behind the scenes. But he was behind all of this. I do think that this was his revenge. I am getting that. It's very calculated. This is what he did. He manipulated. He blackmailed. This was his specialty. This is what he enjoyed doing. And he was apparently furious with Sarah Ferguson. So you can really thank Sarah Ferguson for all this as well. Yeah. Diana's statue. Yeah, isn't that statue horrible? I mean, that's just, it has Meghan Markle's mouth and jaw on it. It's just horrible. Yeah, so I'm getting yes, yes, and yes. Yes. Epstein was furious with Sarah Ferguson. Sarah Ferguson over here telling the press, oh, yeah, he's a pedophile. Well, she has turned the royal family, destroyed the royal family, her and her husband, with their dalliances with Jeffrey Epstein. Perverts couldn't help themselves. They've just destroyed the whole royal family. Wow. And it doesn't look like there's any coming back, especially after Meghan. Meghan, finished it off. They're doing bad. They're struggling bad enough with all the PDFing scandals, but now you get Harry and Meghan just finished off the royal family, or as it really seems, they're just, yeah, people are saying this is worse than when Diana died. This is way worse. I mean, oh my goodness. So what was I gonna look at here? What was the question I had about Epstein? Oh, the children. Are those children that Harry and Meghan are raising? Are they related to Epstein? Are they genetically related to Epstein? Let's see. Are those children related to Epstein? Ooh, 6 of Wands. I'm getting a yes. I'm getting that. Yeah, he put his DNA in there in the petri dish. Birth, secret birth here. This is the birth card, a new life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Secretively there. I think Epstein's DNA may be in there. They better check those kids' DNA. I think they're related to Epstein. Let's see what they end up looking like. Yeah, we got the Epstein card, him and his DNA. He's growing his army there. The mother figure, to infiltrate the royal family. So it wasn't bad enough. See, this was an attack with his sperm, with his life force. So he not only wanted Meghan to infiltrate the family, he wanted to get his DNA in there. And isn't Epstein with the Rothschilds? Isn't the Rothschild DNA already in there? So Yeah, so it makes sense that he would do that. Yeah, I'm getting a yes. I think Meghan and Harry's children are Epstein children in reality. So it looks like to me. Well, imagine if Archie grows up to look exactly like Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, imagine that's what a farce this whole thing is. What a psyop it is. Oh my god. Yeah, and also somebody asked, I missed it in the last video. Somebody asked if Marcus Anderson was related to Prince Andrew because apparently Prince Andrew, I don't know, spent time in Canada around the time Marcus Anderson was born, and some speculate. So I'll just see what the cards show on that one. Although I don't know, Marcus Anderson doesn't really look like Prince Andrew to me. He looks different. I don't see any resemblance there, but you never know. You never know. So let's see. Is Marcus Anderson, is he related to Prince Andrew? Is Marcus Anderson related to Prince Andrew? Is he like his son or whatnot? Is Marcus Anderson Prince? Like the Fool reversed. This is pointing to a no. Four of Swords. Well, Prince Andrew is a fool. Oh, Three of Cups here. No, I think it's just gossip. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with a no. I think I'm getting on this. Yes, no is difficult, but I'm going with a no. I think that it's a speculation there. I took her eyes up. What's going on? Yeah, so I do think, wow. Epstein brought together Harry and Meghan. Anything else you want me to look at today? Anything of interest? Throw a few cards on. All right, so I think that's what I have for you today. So I hope you found this interesting. If so, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and until next time, have a good day or a good evening, everyone. Bye bye.